Government, all you'd have to do is pick one and try. Do not give me any bullshit of why it's too difficult. I want you to go to Excel like it's your first day. Mark Marinero at the office, or Fetterman over there. I seen him talking about some fun stuff today too, about doing this. Now, I don't mean to beat up on Fetterman about the dysfunctional kid over there while talking about a McDonald's worker for working the terminal, but I'm going to need to know that McDonald terminal is done before you're going to be able to do this in terms of how to budget that. Like, how am I going to sell that to the American people, for example, that I never even watched you do this once for your state, so how can I trust you to have ever done it? And again, once it's done, then you have it done. You'll see those numbers change. Remember that particle slit experiment we were talking about before? How, first you're going to start with, a bunch of individual dot plots, right? And it's like, maybe we're getting a bunch of these, but realistically, let's average them out. Most of them are using Excel, right? Apparently not. But, most of them are. And so how about we just try Excel? Right, we just spreadsheets or something. Or like, I'm not too picky in the notation. Hell, we can do this on paper before we do that. But I'm just gonna tell you, it's a little easier to switch things out. Maybe you want to slide one inside of there because it would just be smarter and more efficient, economically speaking, to have people that can do that version of the budget instead of whatever the hell else they've been doing. And maybe if they were to take some of these smaller ones, like, maybe they add up to some of the reason why those particle slit experiments are just kind of, doing that Gaussian thing that they do with dark matter and dark energy and matter in the universe, right? Maybe it had a lot to do with the carbon and the temperature, perhaps COVID. Here's you got this round virus with Brownian mechanics of these non-living things that they combine a certain way, and of course hydrogen and helium, right? Because that flaming sunshine's always a cult classic on, well, what do you bottling all that hydrogen, how much? I mean, if we could do the math with an algorithm like that in there and just have it work and already programmed for us, boy, maybe it's worth a shot, right? So something to consider, guys. I mean, if we're gonna have some of these, what are they all, net choice from the Supreme Court last couple days about how maybe this lineup is a better presentation to show how to do rifle qualifications, for example, or rifle inspection here, that if there were dust in that one prime arc, that may correlate to that thing jamming up real hard. Now I understand that's a pretty hard topology to consider in that moment, but the only way to be really sure about that level of preciseness inside of there is to actually, be going through it and looking for dust bunnies and other variances on what that would be, to really determine, when to do that or why it has a zenith at that cemetery, let's say, because it might get pretty dangerous. That nobody had those things done, that there are these people out there, regardless of their decision, that could do that. For example, in security fraud, like maybe we changed that rifle inspection a little bit different inside here to put it on plate, and old Salty Dog over here gets it. Like, he actually fucking gets it, honor guard, for a second here, and maybe it works out for a minute. But then again, maybe not.